Sanibona, ngaphambi singene kwivideo namuhla, ngithi angithathe lethuba ngibonge i-support nothando nesikhombise lona lingaphezu kokucabanga kwethu. Siyacela niqhubeke nisupporte njalo ngokubuka amavideo ethu, ungakhohlwa ukukhomenta, ushare, ulike. Siyafisa ukuzwa umbono wakho. Sicela ke singene kwivideo namuhla. South Africa siphila kwi-democracy okuthiwa i-constitutional democracy. Akuyona lekuthiwa by the people for the people. Ngibona kubalulekile ukuthi sichaze lento ukuze siqonde kangcono ukuthi idemocracy esiphila kuyo elawulwa iconstitution. Okusho ukuthi ama members of parliament njengoba u400 mayiphelele. Uma ngase abo 399 no 398 bavumelane ngokuthize ukuthi ababili noma oyedwa engagculiseki ngesinqumo esithathiwe athathe lelo daba aluse enkantolo. Inkantolo efika ilibheke, inkantolo iyakwazi ukuliguqula leso sinqumo noma ngathiwa sithathwe imajority ngoba siphila kwi-constitutional democracy. Lento ye-majority okuthiwa by the people for the people igcina makuvotwa kuphela. Then ukusuka lapho ukuya phambili ayingabe salawulwa yilokho kodwa abantu kuyibona bona abayilawulayo ngithi nje zinkantolo. Yingakho ke maqala kuthinta udaba lokuthiwa i-judiciary i-corrupt, wonke umuntu ekhathazeka ngoba uma kungase kube corrupt i-judiciary yethu sisenkingeni ngoba ekugcineni kosuku siphila kwi-democracy elawulwa yibo labantu. Yibona phela abathatha inqumo, ibona abakhipha ama-judgment influencer ama-policies. Isona sizathu ke lesi esenza ukuthi makuthiwa i-judiciary i-corrupt kunyakaze wonke umuntu. Zama abayenzile ukuze abantu abangama-judge bengabi corrupt ukuthi aba-contribute towards i-pension fund. Ayikho imali abayikhokhayo kuthiwa i-pension fund kodwa umuntu wakhona noma ngathi usempeshenini userithayile uthola isalary yakhe le abekayihola ngesikhathi eseyijaji injengoba injalo, ayithole nje njengoba injalo ngoba bazama ukuthi labantu akufanelanga babe corrupt. Ngidibane nevideo kasisi uPrince Mthombeni uMaduma lapha bekhuluma khona ngenye i-organization noma i-NGO ekuthiwa iScalabrine. Sikhulumile ngayo kulamaviki adlule ukuthi omunye ongama-researchers wakhona ozalelwe eZimbabwe uyi-advisor ye-Minister of Home Affairs. Ngizoyicaphuna ivideo yakhe kodwa ngaphambi bangifike kuyo ngidibane nevideo ka-former president uThabo Mbeki. Abantu ke abafollowa le channel bayazi ukuthi ngimkhonzile kakhulu uZizi, ungabanye babantu engingakhathali ukubalalela. Kodwa ukhuluma into ebuhlungu kulokho. Ukhulume ngokuhlukumezeka kwalabantu laba abala eSouth Africa ngokungekho semthethweni. Bese kuba khona amaphoyisa athatha i-advantage yokuthi labantu abekho semthethweni la bazama impilo mhlambe ngokuthengisa. Akekho umuntu okufanele ahlukumezeke noma ngathiwa akekho seSouth Africa ngokusemthethweni kodwa lo muntu akufanele ahlukumezeke. Ikakhulukazi uma lokho kuhlukumezeka sekuvela kumaphoyisa kuba kubi kakhulu ngoba before siba ngabase South Africa singama Africans kubalekile lokho ukuthi before sis identify na any racial groups we are human beings. Lokho nje usho ukuthi singabantu singakafika ukuthi identify na yipi racial group ekhona, whether umZulu, whether umXhosa, umSuthu, whether yipi nationality uphuma eZimbabwe, South Africa, eBotswana, but before sifika nje lapho we are all humans. So akekho umuntu ofanele ahlukumezeke. Awukho futhi umthetho othi la maphoyisa wenze lento ayenzayo. Ngicela uzwe la.
I've been told of instances where quite a lot of the non-nationals are saying that really we wish a situation at our homes was better. Because you get police officers, this is not a condemnation of South African Police Service, some police officers. Regularly, I'm talking about a woman who runs a hairdressing shop. Regularly, this officer will come to demand so much money every month. And the poor woman, she knows that if she doesn't give the money, this police officer is going to cook up some story to get her deported. Now I'm saying, I said to somebody, please, can you investigate why those traders in central Johannesburg did a very wrong thing of chasing away the police? There was a reason for it. As I was saying, fortunately, the police helped us to answer that question, because that was part of the reason. Because of a persistent misbehavior by certain members of the South African Police Service who extort bribes from people. And you are obliged to give the bribe. I'm talking about women who say sometimes they are obliged to sleep with these police officers. Because if they don't, they know they're going to be chased out. Why are we not raising this thing so that we can act correctly? And that's what I'm saying. You see, it's important, I think, to have an objective understanding of what is happening in this reality so that we know what it is that we need to change.
Hlungu ke lento esho former president ethi yenziwa ngamanye wamaphoyisa ukuthi ahambe ukoloka imali kakhulukazi kosisi laba abarana ama-saloons. Uma bengenayo imali funeka banikele ngomzimba wabo, futhi ayikho into abazoyenza ngoba bancenga ukuphila, bancenga ukubala. Ebuhlungu ke lento. Ingakho ngithe ekuqaleni ngaphambi kokuba sizi-identify with any nationality or racial groups, we are human beings. Akekho kumuntu ofuneka ahlukumezeke. Nangazi uma uthanda umuntu uyamshela nje ubese uyakwazi ukulala naye ngoba nivumelene, kodwa ungathatha advantage ukuthi ngoba akanamandla noma yikho into angayenza bese ubona ukuthi no ungalala naye noma kanjani. Leyo nto leyo nje angeke izibe right. Angicaphune uPrince Mthombeni uze ukuthi yena uthini ngale organization. Emveni kwalapho bese siyayivala ivideo.
There's a second immigration system in this country, not voted for, not debated in parliament, and not supported by many South Africans. But it changes immigration policy anyway. So let's talk about how immigration policy is shaped without elections. Hi guys, I'm Prince Mthombeni Umaduma, co-founder of South Africans for Constitutional Reform. And this video is not about attacking anyone. This is about power. Who holds it, who exercises it, and who never voted for it. The Scalabrini Center for Cape Town presents itself as a migrant organization. They provide legal aid, counseling, and integration programs. But that is only one part of what they do. Their own documents say they aim to challenge and influence immigration law and policy. So this is not just humanitarian work. This is policy work. And policy work affects every South African citizen. This organization is not just a local NGO. It was founded by Catholic missionaries, part of a global movement that has worked with migrants since the 1800s. In South Africa, the mission began in 1994. The center itself was registered in 2002. So in other words, this is not just a local community initiative responding to a local problem. This is part of a global migration advocacy movement operating inside South Africa. Here's where the democratic tension begins. This organization openly states that part of its work is to challenge and influence immigration law and policy affecting migrants. And they do that in two ways. Inside the system, through advisory processes, and outside the system, through litigation. This means they help government shape policy and take government to court over policy. Legally, that is allowed in South Africa's constitutional democracy. But it raises an important public question. When does participation end and influence begin? One of the organization's senior figures, who who was born in Zimbabwe, James Chapman, sits on the Immigration Advisory Board of the Home Affairs Minister. At the same time, the organization repeatedly challenges the Home Affairs Minister in courts. So, kahle kahle, they participate in shaping policy and then legally fight the same policy. Now, critics argue this is policy influence without electoral mandate. But supporters say this is exactly how constitutional accountability works. Should policy stakeholders also be policy litigants? The Scalabrini Center has brought multiple cases against the government, including refugee documentation rules, deportation protections, access to social grants, and asylum procedures. While in some cases, courts ruled in their favor and ordered the government to change regulations. Now, this confirms something important. They are not just a service organization. They are a policy-shaping actor through strategic litigation. Well, like many NGOs, Scalabrini is donor-funded. Public information shows support from international foundations and migration policy institutions. Currently, there's no evidence of direct, undisclosed funding from specific organizations such as the Ford Foundation. However, in the NGO sector, kujwayelekile ukuthi ifunding iflowe through consortiums and intermediary grant programs, meaning influence networks can be complex. That doesn't make it illegal, but it does change the nature of the debate because immigration policy is no longer shaped by citizens and their political representatives. It is shaped by networks, courts, and funding structures that operate outside the ballot box. This discussion is not about migrants. It's about governance. In modern democracies, policy is shaped by three forces: government, courts, and civil society. The Scalabrini Center operates in all three spaces simultaneously. While some view that as human rights protection, others view it as unelected policy influence. Understanding that difference is important for us voters. Personally, I believe that democracy is strongest when clarity exists, not suspicion and not conspiracy. So the question is not whether NGOs should exist. The question is how much influence should any unelected organization have in shaping our national policies.
Ngayinakile lento ye-constitution yethu. Kodwa abathi kukhona izinto efuneka ziguqulwe kuyo. Ingaguqulwa yonke, kodwa kunekhona izinto efuneka ziguqulwe kuyo. Ezinye zibe clear izosiza. Ngoba kuyiwe ema-court kuyo-challengewa sonke isinqumo esithathwayo ngenxa leso sizathu. Angeke ngenze umzekelo. Abantu bafike ba-hijack i-building. Uma sebe-hijackile i-building, wena mnikazi we-building awusathola imali. Kunabantu lapha besuthi no angibakhiphe labantu bakuthathe wena bakusenkantolo. Ufika umthetho uthi no labantu awukwazi ukubakhipha bengenamakhala abazohlala khona. Bese uyazibuza ukuthi kanje ngoba umthetho bavikela i-constitution, ama-human rights nama-organization amele lokho. Ngiyakhumbula ngesikhathi uPanyaza Lesufi o-premier wase-Gauteng ethi sebethatha isinqumo manje sokuthi uma baye babona imkhukhu bazongena ekuseni ngabo-2 kwasukuma wonke ama-organization o-human rights abahlali basemjondolo kwathiwa no it's inhumane. Kodwa ukubeka imkhukhu akulungile ukuthi uvele uthola indawo nje kamasipala vele babeka imkhukhu abantu. Kusasa wona lama organization azothatha uhulumeni amuse enkantolo kuthiwa labantu abaprovide nge-sanitation namanzi. Inkinga nje khona yileyo. So ukuze zonke lezo zinto inqandeke kufanele kuguquke i-constitution. Icace futhi nalento ukuthi kuthiwa South Africa belongs to all who live in it iguquke. I-constitution yethu ufuna i-prioritize abantu base-South Africa. Ibe clear based on ama-immigration policies and laws. Ukuze noma beyo i-challenge court ifike bayithola ukuthi i-clear. Kodwa uma ngabe emukela wonke umuntu izosinika inkinga. So bengayinakile lento futhi bengenandaba nayo. Nalabantu laba bathi kunezinto efuna iguqulwe kule constitution. Bengabanakile. Kodwa mase ngiyabona ukuthi inesidingo. Ngichazile ekuqaleni ngathi eSouth Africa siphila kwi-constitutional democracy. Abantu abanamandla ukwenza lokho ilaba abasuke bevotele eParliament base beba ne 2/3 majority of which ke yagcina ngo-former president uThabo Mbeki. Uyena muntu nje wakwaba ne-2/3 majority, abanye abakaze babe nayo. Ngiyazi-ke ukuthi kunabantu abacabanga kancane la, abanye baba bazimisele nje ukuthi bazihluphe ngokufuna ulwazi. Bathatha ivideo ethi kwakufuneka kusiguqulwe usection 25 we-constitution. I-EFF yayisithi kwi-ANC iyanikela yona ngamaphesenti wayo ukuthi uma bambisane ne-ANC bangakwazi ukuyiguqula le constitution, bangakwazi ukumguqula lo section 25. Kodwa kwangenzeka bese bekhonjwana ngemini kukhonjwa ama-leaders. No, inkinga akuyena umuntu, akuyena umuntu, i-ANC. ANC-ke i-organization. Uma upresident awuzenzeli noma yini oyithandayo.
President Jacob Zuma was speaking in Pretoria. He spoke about this issue around land, and he said that there must be land redistribution without compensation, or land expropriation without compensation, using the constitution. Many had expected that probably the ANC in Parliament, the Parliamentary Caucus, will heed that call from the President. They didn't, and today the President was speaking to the traditional leaders, where he said, I just want to quote him quickly here, he said, "I'm pleading to particularly the parties that represent historically disadvantaged people. They must unite on this matter so that we have sufficient majority in Parliament legally to allow for the expropriation of land without compensation." Does this shock you at all?
Not at all. I mean, Zuma is trying to find some legacy for himself, and then his party is not with him. The ANC is a party which is in conflict with itself, and the center doesn't hold. It's unheard of for a president to make a pronunciation and for his party to go the opposite direction, because in most cases, what the president says becomes the order of the day in the political formations. But we've seen the president saying something else and the party doing something different. And to an extent that the chief whip of the majority party disagrees with the president, that no, there is no need to amend the constitution. We must just agree that we've failed as the ANC. Yet the president says for us to move, we have to amend the constitution. So when they are slaughtering each other like that, we don't have to get involved. We must just sit on the side and watch the ANC biting itself.
And what's strange about this is that when you have Jackson Mthembu, who's the chief whip of the ANC, saying this, saying that the constitution doesn't stand in the way of us accelerating the expropriation of land, and then you have his predecessor, Tony Yengeni, who then says that you had an opportunity and you missed this opportunity. He also says that he will raise this at the ANC's policy conference.
Absolutely, that's a clear confirmation that the ANC is in conflict with itself. The ANC is hating itself, and therefore this can only mean the end of the ANC, because you can't say when the president says we are unable to speed up the process of giving our people land because of the constitution, and you say no, wait, it's not the constitution, it is because we failed. You're suggesting that your president is dumb. He doesn't know what are the real reasons why we can't speed up the process of giving our people land back. You've got the former chief whip of the ANC saying the motion by the EFF was an opportunity missed by the ANC. So if there was anyone in doubt that the ANC is biting itself, the ANC is self-destructive, the ANC is going to die a painful death, then you just have to look at all of this, where the center doesn't hold, where there is no central message.
ANC ayifani namanye ama-political party akhona, i-organization elawulwa abantu abathize. Akusho ukuthi umuntu ngoba upresident yena ngaleso sikhathi noma yini ayishoyo izokwenzeka. Cha, kukhona abayilawulayo, kukhona abantu ababonayo ukuthi nifuneka iphasi nefanele ngeyaphasi. Kodwa lana uJulius Malema uyayi-understand futhi ukhulele khona, uyakuqonda ukuthi i-ANC yehlukene phakathi. Yengakho uma ngabe kufanele ublame abantu abangazange bathatha ithuba loku amend i-constitution, uyabona bona babebhekelela i-section eyodwa oku-section 25 le ye expropriation of land without compensation, babebhekene i-section eyodwa ku-section 25 ababefuna uku-amenda. Kodwa into yaba inkinga yi-ANC, not umuntu othize, yi-ANC as an organization. Ya, bekubalulekile lento ngichaza ngoba akukhathalekile ukuthi imuphi upresident owayekhona. Ngoba ngesikhathi uformer president uThabo Mbeki wayene 2/3 majority, azange bayilokothe i-constitution. Kodwa sengiyasibona isidingo mina sokuthi kuthiwe ayi-amend i-constitution. Kunezinto efuneka iguqulwe, kunezinto efuneka ibhaleke ngenye indlela ukuze noma kiwe court, ngoba ibhlungu lento oyizwayo, South Africa ayinamali, bebefuna ukukhuphula iVAT. Kodwa abantu abala abangama-asylum seekers banelungelo lokuthola wonke ama-benefits, ukuthola ama-social grants, SRD grants, yonke lento lezi baya-benefita kuzo. Yizo zonke izinto lezi efuneka ziguqulwe. Umuntu ongesuka la eSouth Africa, ongene la eSouth Africa ngokungekho semthethweni, athole i-accident, iqede road accident fund imbhadale. Akufanelanga leyo nto yenzeke. Kufanele umuntu uma ezoza la ezovakasha kwazi ukuthi no lo muntu lo une-medical aid covered, njengoba evakashela uma ngase ehlelwe ingozi uzokwazi ukuthi athole usizo. Umuntu ongene ngekho semthethweni ufuna kwenziwe njani ngaye, kube nemithetho eqondile ezokwazi ukwehlukanisa izinto. Kodwa njengoba kusaxoveke kunje kuyafana. Mina nawe sidibane kwivideo elandelayo.